Hey everybody, Kirk here. I have been really busy lately getting ready for springtime, and I know it might not feel like spring is that close with how cold it's been. I think today it's going to be in the 20s and 30s here in Atlanta, but the days are getting longer and we are getting closer and closer to spring. So I wanted to show y'all kind of what I've been working on. My New Year's resolution for this year is to make things more organized and to make a better experience for people that come out that want to take plants home. So I've been working a lot, dividing and repotting, making sure that we've got plenty of plants to have our biggest year ever. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera around and show y'all what we've been working on and just how many great plants we're gonna have available next year. All right, so if you have been out to our property in the past for an open weekend, you've probably found yourself at some point asking me the question, so what is for sale, what's available and what's not available? And if you remember, usually I kind of point to these first few tables here on the right-hand side, and the signs aren't super clear and it can be a little confusing. So there's a little bit of back and forth just understanding what is available and what isn't. So my New Year's resolution this year for our biggest year ever is to not only make a ton of sales plants, so there's tons of stuff for you guys to choose from, but to make things a lot more organized and easier to understand. So what I've been working on is that this entire right side of the collection here will be sales plants. So when you come to visit, it'll be super straightforward. Everything here on the right-hand side will be available for you. I've also created some new signs that make the pricing a little bit easier to understand, so you won't have to ask me, what's this cost, everything like that. And so you can see what we've been working on. This is where I get a lot of stuff done this time of year. You can see here's a couple tables of stuff that's a little bit more organized. Everything back there still needs to be sorted through, repotted, trimmed, divided, all of that. But we're gonna have tons of plants, as you can see here. Everything's pretty full up. Here's some of the collection plants here that we sorted through. We started with our species plants, so now just starting to work on hybrids. Plenty of stuff here on the floor. But really, if you followed along at all, you know just how much I've talked about the greenhouse that I worked on all of last year and finally completed towards the end of the season. So I wanted to take you in there because that is where a ton of our sales plants are going in right now. Now the reason they are in the greenhouse is to give them a jump start on the year. Usually we have our first open weekend around late May. We wanted to speed that up a little bit this year. Sorry, let me get the door open here. And have more things available for you earlier that look good. And so what you can see, I've got these huge grow lights here over all of our benches, and we've got tons of sales plants in here. Everything is trimmed and freshly repotted. We've got some fly traps. We've got some really great cultivars for you collectors that are looking for the rarer, nicer stuff. Tons of species plants, lots of leucos and flavas, lots of hybrids, lots of named things, lots of our own seed-grown things. It's a little bit of a mess in here because this is a workstation, so you can see I've got my potting bench up there going, but all of our seed-grown leucos here, and really the nicest part to look at right here for me is our seed-grown purpurea. So I'm going to have a lot of these up for grabs. I will probably hang on to a handful of them because they're super nice, but I'm going to definitely have some more of those up for grabs. We've got lights under the benches going, lots of seedlings. We've got some sundews over there growing, and just tons of stuff. And then, as if that wasn't enough, we've got this new shelf that we put up here with some of our biggest stuff for next year. So I put it up in this high spot in the greenhouse where it's nice and warm and gets plenty of sun to give them a jump start. Hopefully they get up and growing soon. But I've got lots of Leah Wilkerson, the giant pitcher plant that everybody seems to really like. Got lots of Lunchbox, a really awesome hybrid from Josh Lynch over at Flytrap King. Tons of big flavas, all kinds of colors, all the reds, the greens, the yellows, everything. And then you can see we've got our very first flower buds, so that's exciting. Along with our very first pitcher of a plant breaking dormancy. So really exciting times here. I'm hoping these grow lights that I've worked on and put in here speed things up and get them growing soon. And by April, we'll be having our first show of the year at the Cobb County Master Gardeners that we go to every year. And then hopefully have our first open weekend sometime around May. But if you've been out before, there's going to be at least double the amount of sales plants available for you. There's going to be a huge selection. I'm dividing my personal plants for my own personal collection. Tons of seed-grown stuff and unique stuff. So we're going to have so many plants ready and up for grabs. And we just can't wait to have you out. So hope you're all enjoying the winter, getting ready for a nice spring here. And I think we can all cross our fingers together and hope that we get an early spring when it feels so cold like it is this week.